Seems like no matter where you go, people are trying to get healthy, whether it be by eating a little bit better or investing in their future and trying to see what can help them live longer, whether it be at work or within their community. One such community that is taking those steps here in Polk County is the city of Mulberry. They want to invite you out to check your health and maybe take a look at the Mulberry Health Expo. And here to tell us a little bit about that is Chelsea Young. Chelsea, of course, is the museum director at the city of Mulberry, and she's kind of spearheading the attack on the Mulberry Health Expo. First time in the studio. How you doing, Chelsea?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah, first time in here. Are you impressed?
I am. It's a whole new world that I've never seen before.
Yeah, you like the paneling, don't you?
I do. It's very nice.
It's very cool. And then add the lights into it. And
I feel very fancy.
Exactly. So what's your gig with the as far as the museum director of City of Mulberry?
I'm the director of the Mulberry Phosphate Museum, which is a part of the city. So it's kind of fun for me because even though I'm a museum director, I get to wear a lot of different hats and help out where I can. And one of the things that I thought was really impressive to me about Mulberry is that they're really trying to grab on, as you said, to the health initiatives that everyone is sort of feeling the pressure to be a part of. And as a kickoff to National Health Week, they decided to have this health expo, and it's the second year they're having it. Last year was a big success, and we're excited to have it again.
So how does the museum play into it?
The museum plays into it. We're as you know, fossils grow into food.
Exactly.
Phosphate comes from fossils. We bring that all in. So one of the things we were brainstorming in City Hall in one of the meetings was how to bring in nutrition and that sort of element into it. And it just flew right into the idea of this health expo and that the Phosphate Museum could tie in to the idea of growing food locally and how that plays into your health. And I was happy to tie in what I bring at the museum into this event. And of course, we're a community center, so we are helping with promotion as well.
And if you've never had the opportunity to travel down 60 or down 37 and stop in and check out the Phosphate Museum, it's worth a trip. It's definitely something you want to check out at home, and I'm sure Chelsea would be very happy to see you.
Very happy. It's a hidden treasure, it really is. I've only been there 8 months. But I did grow up in Polk County, and all of my peers have the same reaction. Oh, I remember digging for fossils at the Phosphate Museum. I'm so happy it's still there. So on top of digging for your own fossils and shark's teeth, we're adding some programming, community events such as the Health Expo, really trying to make it a dynamic place where you can spend more than just one visit.
And I tell you, as I've been down there before, you never realize how big that shovel is that they dig with until you're right there in front of it. And I ride a motorcycle, and I go out 555 and then out through the phosphate, out through the mines out there, and you see that actually working live. That is just absolutely amazing.
It's huge, and that bucket we have got retired for being too small.
Oh, exactly.
That's crazy.
And you can fit 5 or 6 of me in there.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the Health Expo. Sure. How did it come about? What's why? I mean, state the obvious. Why the city's investing back in the residents?
Well, it is the second year that it's happened, and I think a big part of why it happened last year and why we're bringing it this year is the Central Florida Healthcare Clinic that's opened up in Mulberry that we're all really excited about. And it, in order for that to come about, they had to do a need study, and they found out that Mulberry citizens in particular were in desperate need of a clinic that has certainly addressed pediatrician care, and through grants, the clinic was able to address everyone's care. So with that having opened, I believe the beginning of this month, it's sort of a nice tie-in that Mulberry is all about health and growing up in a good way, in a good environment. And it's actually, the Health Expo ties in with 2 other events that are happening at Mulberry. It's sort of our day of health. So there's the Health Expo from 9 till 12. There's a 5K with the Chamber in the morning at 7:30, and then of course there's a museum fundraiser at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
just had to tie that in there.
It's not an official function till you have a
right. I mean, you knew I had to plug something. Right?
Exactly. I like how you worked getting all 3 of them in.
They paid me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why
I get the feeling you've done this before.
Oh no, never.
Let's talk a little bit about the date. Scheduled for April 5th from?
The Health Expo is from 9 till 12.
Okay. Now, as far as the Health Expo, what are some of the things that the folks can expect there?
Well, it's going to be a bunch of health-related vendors bringing in what kind of services they offer, any kind of tests. So Central Florida Healthcare will be explaining the clinic and what it offers. There'll be people doing your, your heartbeat tests and your hearing screening and fighting obesity, quitting smoking, sort of understanding Obamacare, maybe enrolling if you haven't, if you need to. Private insurance as well. It's really going to be a day on figuring out what is good for you and your family health-wise.
As far as vendors go, are you set or can you always take more?
We are booked.
Wow.
I know, it's really great.
Very cool. Done. Now, let's talk a little bit about what it takes to put on something like this. Obviously, there's a lot of little gears turning behind the wheels, or turning behind the screen. Gears
Right.
turning behind.
Gears and people.
There you go.
There's twirling people behind the scenes.
Never mix your metaphors.
No, well, I'm sure I will before I leave as well. So, Rachel Benesh and Bonnie Titus are also city employees that were really helpful in putting this on. We had a team of women that were donating their time from other health organizations in the community. We met a couple of times. The nice thing is it's the second year, so you kind of have at least a footprint on how to do it. But there's definitely been a lot of work citywide. As I mentioned, being a small city, everyone kind of pitches in on everyone's projects. So you already have a sense of community even before we even get to the community event.
Yeah. And you being a Polk County resident, the cool thing to me about Mulberry is it's got that nice small town appeal to it, but it's got a bigger city about it, and it's just, to me, it's the perfect little town, right?
It is. I have a lot of guests that'll come from Tampa and go, "Why don't you call this Mayberry?" Which, oh, I've never heard that before. Thank you so much for coming in.
Wow.
But yeah, Mulberry is really at this moment in a place where we're going to grow. We understand where we've come from, and there's this great foundation of being an industry town and what that means, and keeping that local flavor. But with programs like this and other ones that we're planning, we're really sort of taking it to the next level, so that it's not the place that you drive through and go, "Oh, I visited here once." You actually want to stay and live and play.
And of course, being the home of Badcock Furniture, Mulberry's getting to be a little bit more of a, before it was just known as that. Now, in the past few years, added to some parks down there, added facilities, and it's just a great place to, as we like to say in the business, to work, live, and play.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. We do have some great businesses that are actually now attracting some affordable homes since the real estate boom is getting better, or the real estate crisis is getting better. It's really a good place to come in and sort of get on the ground floor with all these exciting things.
Well, we had talked about, you mentioned the run with the commissioners as being the kickoff to the day's events. Let's, how do people get involved in that if they're interested in that?
Sure, it's a 5K with the Mulberry Chamber, and I hope I get this right. This mulberrychamber.org, where you can register. If not, just Google Mulberry Chamber and call Monica. She'll be happy to help you. You can register online and I think by phone, and that starts at 7:30.
Okay.
So you can run out all of your night before Fridayness, and then once that's done and you're completely exhausted, you can come to the Health Expo at the Civic Center, which is at 9 until 12, and you can, if your heart rate was maybe really high, you can figure out how to fix that if that run was a little hard. Right, yeah. Get some training and some advice on how to be stronger. And then once that's done and you're ready to just get your grub on again, we have it's called Farm to Table Wine Dinner. So I know, right?
Nice.
Yes. So we're taking local sustainable ingredients, which is what the Phosphate Museum is all about, and highlighting them and pairing them with wine in a 5-course meal. It's $60 a person, $100 a couple, and $350 for a table of 8.
And that's the fundraiser
for the Phosphate Museum. So you can do health all day.
That is so cool. Where'd you guys come up with that? That's a great idea.
Thanks. It's the people twirling behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's the gears turning. Every time I think of that, I always want to sing that song, "The Wheels on the Bus," and I will not finish it because it's sort of like it's a small world.
Right.
Once you start,
That's your day.
You cannot stop. It is there for days. Well, Chelsea, I want to thank you for coming in and talking a little bit about all the goings on for the city of Mulberry.
Yeah, thank you. It was so much fun, and always happy to talk about Mulberry.
Hey, listen, anytime you guys have anything going on down there, you're welcome to come on Polk Place. Tell us all about it.
Oh, thanks. You're going to be so tired of hearing about me.
Nah, never. All right, Chelsea, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And we encourage you at home to make sure that you check this out. It is the Mulberry Health Expo. It is scheduled for April 5th from 9 a.m. to noon. It all happens at 905 Northeast 5th Street in Mulberry. Keep in mind that, well, there's free admission for it. The expo offers an opportunity to our citizens to explore their healthcare options and choices, which will lead to a better quality of life. Health-related vendors will be demonstrating what services and opportunities they offer to their clients. State and county health organizations will be there. There are some retail professionals, hospice affiliates, and some of the partners demonstrating will be oral hygiene, blood pressure monitoring, and blood glucose monitoring. You need more information on the Mulberry Health Expo April 5th from 9 a.m. to noon. You can go to cityofmulberryfl.com or you can give them a call, 863-425-1125.